the greatest conquerors of all time. The historical figures who demonstrated exceptional military prowess, strategic brilliance, expanded their empires, and had an important impact on civilizations and history. Today, we will continue our list of the greatest conquerors of all time. Attila, born around 406, was the ruler of the Huns from 434 AD until his death in 453. Known as the Scourge of God, he was a fearsome warrior and a brilliant military strategist. Attila united the Hunnic tribes into a powerful nomadic confederation that posed a significant threat to the Eastern and Western Roman empires, which even paid him tribute. His conquests extended from the Danube to the Caspian Sea and from the Black Sea to the Baltic Sea. He not only made the Huns the most effective fighting force of the time, but he also built a vast empire from virtually nothing in less than 10 years. Attila's military strategies were marked by rapid mobility and psychological warfare. His armies, comprising skilled horsemen, struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. In 441, he led a successful invasion of the Eastern Roman Empire, which encouraged him to invade the West as well. He also attempted to conquer Roman Gaul, modern France, crossing the Rhine in 451 and marching as far as Aurelianum, or Lyon. One of Attila's most famous campaigns was against the coalition of Romans and Visigoths at the Battle of the Catalonian Plains in 451 AD. Although the battle did not end with a specific conclusion, it weakened both sides and marked a significant attempt to conquer Western Europe. In 452 AD, Attila launched a formidable invasion of Italy, bringing his vast army to the very gates of Rome. The reasons for sparing the city remains a mystery, with speculation ranging from diplomatic negotiations to the effects of a supposed meeting with Pope Leo I. Attila died in 453 AD under mysterious circumstances. It is said that he was celebrating his latest marriage, and in the middle of the wedding he suffered severe bleeding and died. His sudden death marked the end of an era, as his empire, lacking the unifying force of his leadership, quickly disintegrated. Born in 742, Charles the Great, commonly known as Charlemagne, was a towering figure in medieval Europe. His reign as King of the Franks began in 768, and he later became the first Holy Roman Emperor in 800 AD. Charlemagne united the majority of Western and Central Europe and was the first recognized emperor to rule Western Europe after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, approximately 3 centuries earlier. His military successes expanded the Frankish kingdom and laid the foundation for the Carolingian Empire. His vision was a unified Christian empire. Charlemagne was a military genius, expanding his realm through a series of conquests, which significantly increased the territory under his rule and earned him the title Charles the Great. His most remarkable campaigns were the Saxon Wars in the late 8th and early 9th centuries, the conquest of Lombardy in 774, resulting in his coronation as the King of the Lombards, the campaigns in Bavaria from 788 to 792, the campaign against the Slavs in the eastern frontiers, and the campaign in Spain in 778, which aimed to push back Islamic forces. On Christmas Day of 800 AD, Charlemagne's life took a historic turn when Pope Leo III crowned him as the first Holy Roman Emperor in St. Peter's Basilica. This event marked the revival of the Western Roman Empire and set the stage for the Holy Roman Empire, a political entity that persisted for centuries. Beyond the battlefield, Charlemagne implemented significant legal reforms and fostered a revival of learning and culture, known as the Carolingian Renaissance, supporting education and the arts and inviting scholars to his court. Charlemagne died in 814 after contracting an infectious lung disease, leaving a lasting impact on European history. His empire, known as the Carolingian Empire, became a precursor to modern Western Europe. Oda Nobunaga, born in 1534, was a powerful feudal lord in the tumultuous era of Sengoku, marked by civil wars and political instability in Japan. He emerged from the Oda clan and quickly distinguished himself on the battlefield. By 1551, Nobunaga had assumed control of the Oda clan and began his quest to unify Japan. He was a brilliant military strategist, employing innovative tactics and strategies. He was one of the first Japanese leaders to adopt firearms, and his army was also the first to have each man, including the infantry, issued with a full suit of armor. One of Nobunaga's early triumphs was the Battle of Okehazama in 1560. Despite being outnumbered, he orchestrated a surprise attack on the powerful Imagawa clan, securing a decisive victory. Other key victories at battles like Nagashino in 1575 and the siege of Inabayama Castle in 1567 showcased his military prowess. Nobunaga was well on his way to becoming Japan's most feared military leader. His reputation for ruthlessness was firmly established in 1557 when he ordered the murder of his own brother. Nobunaga was also a patron of the arts and culture. He encouraged trade and cultural exchange with European powers, notably with Portuguese traders. His court was a center for the arts and innovation. He implemented policies that decreased the influence of Buddhist monasteries, challenging the established religious order. Despite his successes, Nobunaga faced internal challenges. In 1582, Akechi Mitsuhide, one of his generals, betrayed him in the incident at Honnoji, launching a surprise attack on his position. Facing imminent defeat, Nobunaga chose to end his own life. Nobunaga was a key figure in the unification of Japan. While he did not live to see the completion of this process, his successors would carry on his vision. Born in 1137, Saladin was a Kurdish Muslim general and statesman and the founder of the Ayyubid dynasty. He became the vizier of Egypt after the death of his uncle Shirkuh, and in 1169 he took control of Egypt from the Shia Fatimid Caliphate. He would later become the first sultan of both Egypt and Syria. At the height of his power, the Ayyubid realm spanned Egypt, Syria, Upper Mesopotamia, the Hejaz, Yemen, and Nubia. One of Saladin's most famous achievements was the Battle of Hattin in 1187. Facing the forces of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, Saladin's forces secured a decisive victory. This battle led to the fall of Jerusalem, a city of immense significance to multiple faiths. Saladin's recapture of Jerusalem demonstrated not only his military prowess, but also his chivalry. Despite the intense conflict, he showed great respect for the defeated Crusaders and ensured their safe passage out of the city. However, Saladin's recapture of Jerusalem in 1187 also triggered the Third Crusade. Spanning from 1189 to 1192, this event marked a significant chapter in Saladin's military and diplomatic career. European leaders united and sought to reclaim the Holy City. The Third Crusade concluded with a series of diplomatic negotiations and military actions. The terms of the truce included allowing Christian pilgrims and traders access to Jerusalem, which remained under Muslim control. Saladin's ability to unite various Muslim forces under a common cause against the Crusaders showcased his leadership, which is often seen as a model of unity and resistance against external forces. Saladin died in 1193 in Damascus, most likely from the sheer physical toll of decades spent on campaign. He is seen as hero in the Muslim world and a chivalrous opponent in the West. His legacy symbolizes unity, chivalry, and a commitment to justice. Mehmed II, born in 1432, was the seventh Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. He first ascended to the throne in 1444 after his father, Murad II, abdicated in his favor. However, this reign was short, as Mehmed's father returned to rule due to external threats. Mehmed ascended to the Ottoman throne for the second time shortly after his father died in 1451. Mehmed II is best known for the spectacular conquest of Constantinople in 1453. On May 29, 1453, after a 53-day siege, the Ottomans breached Constantinople's defenses. This event not only marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, but also altered the course of history, marking the end of the medieval era and the beginning of the Renaissance. Before the siege, Mehmed II gathered a group of elite engineers and inventors and gave them the task of constructing the signature colossal cannons, including the famous basilica, signaling a new era in siege warfare. Under Mehmed II's rule, the Ottoman Empire expanded its territories significantly. He conquered parts of Serbia, Bosnia, Albania, and Greece, consolidating Ottoman dominance in southeastern Europe. The siege of Belgrade in 1456, although ultimately unsuccessful, demonstrated his ambition to expand Ottoman territory and influence even further. The final years of Mehmed's reign would be marked by continuous conflict during a long war against the Venetians from 1463 to 1479. Mehmed II wasn't merely a conqueror, he was also a visionary leader. He encouraged cultural and artistic developments, fostering a period of growth known as the Ottoman Renaissance. His administrative reforms, including the codification of laws, solidified the Ottoman Empire's structure. One of the most debated acts was the implementation of the law of fratricide, which stated that a new sultan ascending to the throne should eliminate any potential rival, typically his brothers, in order to prevent internal strife and power struggles within the empire. Mehmed II fell ill and died in 1481 while leading an expedition with his army, leaving his eldest son, Bayezid II, as the new sultan. His reign set the stage for the mighty Ottoman Empire's peak during the reigns of his successors. As we conclude our exploration of these remarkable leaders, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments and let us know who do you believe deserves a place on this list. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel's growth. Until our next journey into history, keep exploring.